Yeah, I say your mother did name you the messenger.
True.
You know, so when you grew up now and become a man who know yourself, how did you feel about being called the messenger?
Mm. Wow. Well, it was very. I mean, it's one of them things where it kind of make you hold your mouth open, like, because it was deep. It was deep because, like I say, she didn't tell me until much later. I'd already long been started to want to write songs and scratching out little lyrics, and so yeah, it was a validation because you have to understand, coming up in my family, I'm a product of a single parent home. My father died when I was very young. I didn't know him, and it was myself, my sister who's 7, 8 years older than me, and my mother, and she was a school teacher, and so she didn't have no money, so she raised me and my sister, and I had some relatives, my grandfather's sisters, my great aunts. They live not too far away, so they would help watch us, and then there was a lady who was from our church. She watched me a lot. She was from St. Mary, from Jamaica. Yeah. So that was the people that was watching me and everything. My mother was at work, and then so I came up in an area where there wasn't a whole lot of black children. It was mostly white children and a few black children and a few Mexican children. And so I think at the time I hated it. I didn't like it at all. But looking back at it, it gave me the desire to want to know, well, who am I? Because I see all these other children, the Mexican children, they got Cinco de Mayo. You know, the Irish children, they got St. Patrick's Day. But where the black man holiday? I learned about Kwanzaa, at some point, but that was later on, when I was still a youth, but still, you observe those things, because one thing about youth, youth, they think very logically. Their curiosity is very direct and logic, and they want to know, well, why is A like this, and why this, and
Yes.
you
That's
know,
a question.
yeah,
Yes.
and they have a direct question, and they want a direct answer, and they know when it don't sound right
True.
or it don't feel right. And so yeah, I remember going to church and seeing the picture of the white Jesus in the stained glass window, and thinking, I don't know no white man who's all like loving on me like that and want to help me out. I don't know about that. And so little things, as I was coming up, made me drew me to the path, that I'm on now. And I'm sure that had I come up in a different time, I would have been still on that path of self discovery and wanting to know, well, what is it all about?
Um, did Christianity have any influence on you? Because you speak about the church and growing up in the church.
Yeah. Yeah, it had some. I wouldn't say a lot, but it was a situation where we belonged to a church and we would go there, you know, Easter, maybe once a month, maybe, it wouldn't be a lot. Um, Later on, we didn't go at all. I think my mother grew tired of the church. I think a lot of black people grew and are growing tired of the black church because the message of the black church has not really been fulfilling, and it has not really solved or provided a road towards solving the problems that are still plaguing us. It seems like we're still dealing with the same stuff. So, yeah, it seemed to me that she got a little tired of it. So I'm not really sure. We didn't really have that discussion, but at any rate, yeah, Christianity did have some sort of an impact. There was also the pastor of our church happened to be from Jamaica also, and he was actually the first person who talked to me about Rastafari and growing your dreadlocks, and the pastor of our church, the Presbyterian church.
The pastor.
Yes.
Your church.
Yeah.
Speak to you about Rastafari.
Yes, yes, yes.
Was this man a Christian?
Yes, yes. His son was named Kenyatta.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he had some Bob Marley records. He gave me some Bob Marley records. You know, when I look back, yeah.
So, can I ask you? Because, you know, your music, you know, we know in America, Christian music have a lot to do with the mainstream music that's out there today. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you have your R&B and your soul and, you know, these type of other music. As does Christianity play out in your music any at all?
No, I don't. I'm not a Christian per se. I'm a Bobo Shanti Rastafari man, so I can't really say Christianity, though I understand the Christianity in the sense of that is the root that we all stand it on. You know, I understand that. You know, when they talk about Christianity, it's a Christ they're talking about that does not come in the flesh. So, you know, at the time, I really was confused about this whole thing and was really thinking that it could be something that could only come in the spirit and not in the flesh, you know. And so they really teach you to hate the flesh, you know, and to believe that there could be nothing divine coming from a man from the flesh, you know. So I can't really say that Christianity is something that I'm working from. Though it's something that I realize is the root that we're standing on, but I think that it's making us stronger, realizing the lies that have been told to us with this Christianity, and then realizing the truth of the Black Christ consciousness, realizing the truth of the anciency of the Nile Valley civilization that we gave the world, you know. That's something they don't teach you. That's Christianity's like a little sliver of something that they broke off and made into something else, you know? And it's like we don't even deal with the wholeness, you know? So for myself, my inspiration is the story of black people, you know, my family history. And, you know, the blues, I choose the blues because, you know, growing up as a son of people from Texas and Kentucky, that's my root, you know. And then also the blues, when we look at the tree of black music, the blues is at the root. Before the blues, there's Africa, you know. And it's like if you want to look at any black music from jazz, gospel, R&B, funk, soul, rock steady, ska, reggae, jazz, dance hall, hip hop, it's blues based. Yeah, it's blues based. If without the blues, it wouldn't be nothing, you know. And we have to realize that as black people, we have to claim our whole tree, because we have a lot of people out here who are not black making millions of dollars off of art forms that we innovated, and it's like we giving it to them across the board, you know.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, my lord.
So
I want to just interject and play a song by the Honorable Corey Harris. This song is called Delivered Daniel. Did God delivered Daniel? Is that the title of the song?
My Lord deliver Daniel.
Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Pardon me, my Lord.
Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Daniel, Daniel, didn't my Lord deliver? Why not every man? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Daniel, did my Lord, Daniel. Why not every man? He delivered Daniel from the lion's den, Jonah from the belly of a whale, and the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. Why not every man? Hallelujah.
Yo, I-JAH-Star. Squeeze the one there and cram the wicked from afar.
Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Daniel, Daniel, didn't my Lord deliver? Why not every man? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Daniel, Daniel, didn't my Lord Daniel? Why not every man? He delivered Daniel from the lion's den, Jonah from the belly of a whale, and the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. Why not every man? Hallelujah. Daniel, Daniel, did my Lord deliver Daniel? Why not every man? Well, the moon run down in a purple stream, the sun refused to shine, and every star did disappear. Freedom shall be mine, hallelujah. Didn't my Lord deliver?
Yes, didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? What a wonderful song, my Lord. What inspired you to do a song like this?
Well, this song was done by one of my personal heroes, a man named Paul Robeson. Paul Robeson came from, I believe he was from New Jersey. He went to Rutgers University in New Jersey. And he was somebody who was very prolific in different avenues of activity. He was an attorney, a very good lawyer. He was a speaker. He was a singer. He sang a lot of what they called Negro spirituals, and he was very popular for that around the world. Yes, and he also did a lot of theater. He did Othello, Shakespeare's Othello. He did The Emperor Jones, which is about Haiti, a play about Haiti. So he was very well known for that. Also an All-American football player, very good athlete, and he was very outspoken. So he traveled the world and was very clear in telling the people the injustices that black people were facing in America at the time. So for that, the United States government took away his passport so he couldn't travel anymore. And that pretty much ended his career. But he also, even then, he would do singing engagements via the telephone. So he would call in to places. I even have a recording where he called into a place in England somewhere. Yeah, because he couldn't make it, so he called in, and they had him somehow playing, singing on the phone with the orchestra. So anyway, yeah, someone who was a great inspiration. I really liked the tune and the story of Daniel, the prophet. So
Yes, my lord. Give thanks. So the I speak about theater. Have the I done any theater work? Have the I done any documentaries, movies? Can they elaborate?
yes. Well, I have done a documentary film that I think I mentioned previously called "Feel Like Going Home," directed by Martin Scorsese. It came out in 2003. I narrate the film. It features myself going to Mississippi and into Mali also, and making the connection between the music of black people, African people in the Americas, and the music in Africa, in Mali. So Ali Farka Touré features prominently in the end of that documentary. So that is the biggest documentary thing that I've done. It's still something that a lot of people reference even to this day. It played on public television in the United States, but yeah, in other countries it played in theaters. So in France and all over, it was distributed all over the world. So that was a good thing. Other than that, I have done long. It's been a while, but when I was in college, I played for theatrical productions when they were on campus. I would play in the school, in the band, the theater band. Did some stuff like that. Mostly though, it's just been me playing solo guitar or with the band, acoustic and electric. And that's my main thing. Only recently with this book have I started to really branch out and do other things. I also like to draw, and I've designed some T-shirts as well. So that's something I want to get off the ground. So yeah, plenty works to be done.
Yes, my lord. Yeah, the I even speak about earlier being in France. As a young black man in them days there, what it was like for a young black man in France.
Right. Well, when I was in France, it was in 1988, and during that time in France, there was a man. I believe he may still be alive, but he was very active at that time, named Jean-Marie Le Pen. And Jean-Marie Le Pen was the head of the National Front. You know, and so his birthplace was right next to where I was living and going to school, a place called Nantes in western France. And so he had a lot of followers. And I remember very clearly that they had big billboards, and it would say Le Pen, le peuple, Le Pen, the people. And they would just have him in front of this big crowd, all these white people, they fists in the air, So okay. And while I was there, I met a Rasta brethren from Martinique, and I met some other brethren from some African countries. And I remember one day I sighted one of them on the street, and he was all bloodied up, and he said that he had been out late, and he got caught by himself, and some skinheads jumped him and beat him down. Yeah, right here in France, Yeah, France and Nantes. So, I didn't feel comfortable in that city, and um, it was. I knew a lot of African students at the university, and the atmosphere was the same. But it was really, I have to give thanks still, because it was really that experience in France that made me say, I'm going to Africa. I'm not I'm not stopping in Europe. I'm going to Africa. So for me being there, I talked to some students and some friends of mine. Okay, where am I going to go? I was thinking about going to Ivory Coast for a while. I said, no, let me go to Cameroon. I had a friend who knew some people in Cameroon, so that's how I ended up there. Yeah.
So what it was like for the I even going into Cameroon, because you speak of, you spend quite a bit of time in Cameroon.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, to be in Cameroon, it was well. those of us who in the West, we love Africa, we can tend to romanticize Africa, and I was one who was of that. I was romanticizing. And so, when I first got there, just to walk out the door of the plane, be like, whoa, I'm in Africa, you know. Yeah, I reach, just the ground and you feel the air. It's hot and it's like, wow. And I look around and I just want to, like, even the brother that I see, the baggage handler, I want to hail him up. Like my brother, I'm back, yeah, exactly. So it's all them feelings was going on, and so, and then to get change of money and see a black man on your money, wow, you, yes, you go to every shop, you see the president face, any shop, restaurant, any place, president face prominently displayed there, it's like, okay, and then, after a while, you realize that this is all, even though it make you feel good, especially, the seeing of the money and the president face around and everything, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and so the independence, and that's where the romanticism wears off, and you love Africa for what it is. You got to love it for what it is and not romanticize it. Just love it for what it is. And so that's how I got to that point, realizing, okay, yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be done. No, Africa is really not free, and this independence is not independence at all. It's just cosmetic, and the economic change is still there. The psychological change is still there. The cultural change is still there, So, and that was something that was very obvious in Cameroon, because Cameroon has a legacy of being part British and part French, their colonial legacy, So in British Cameroon, which I thought was interesting, it's very difficult to find anything typically British in British or English-speaking Cameroon. Yet, when you go to French Cameroon, you can find a baguette everywhere you go. You can find yogurt. Everywhere. You can find any. You can find yes, yes, crepes and all that stuff. You find it easy. Cafe au lait, and So I realized that when the French go to Africa, they want to make little black Frenchmen. That's their thing. And, I see that a lot in France today.
What you mean by little Frenchman?
Meaning that they're looking down on us because they want to fashion us into an image that they want to create. They want to make us under their dominion, as smaller than them, as French people, but smaller than them. So when I say little, that's what I mean. Okay. Yeah. And so, and many of us, like we were saying earlier, with our mentality, we accept that role, so we take part in that system, So Cameroon was a place, though, that is a very beautiful country. And it was a place where, just being there, like I say, I learned how to love Africa for what it is and love the reality of it, and feel comfortable,
Because you're a man, you travel a lot. You do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
You're an international recording artist.
Yeah.
You do a lot of work. Have you ever done any tour in Africa? Have you done
I've done some work in Africa. I did some stuff with the State Department, actually. They sent me over to, they sent me over to Guinea twice, Guinea Conakry. Yeah, and then they sent me over to Sierra Leone. So I played over there with a brethren of mine. This is a few years ago now. But we brought the blues. He played djembe as well, so it was a nice little tour. And I've also been to Morocco a few times, playing in festivals and performances. I played in Rwanda 2 years ago, in Kigali, in Gisenyi, Rwanda. And I've never done just a tour of different African countries, really. It's always been one place. I've been to Mali a lot. I've done a lot of work in Mali, either just going for research with the book, or to play music or to record, you know. So that's something that I'll still be continuing.
Yes, my lord. Yeah, we really it's a lot to talk about, you know what I mean? And we can't know choreographists in 2 hours or you know what I mean? So yeah, they I can tell us little bit more about what's left to be done here in England. Where is what's the next move for the eye in England?
Wow. Well, the next move is to release my next record and come back and showcase those new songs to the people here in England, you know. I've been here before, but this truly feels like the first proper time I'm coming to England. I haven't really ever spent this amount of time in the country. It's always been boom, come in, play the gig, hotel, boom, you're gone. You know, so yeah, it feels good. I've had several opportunities, including this one, to speak to the people through the media. So that is always very key for me. So I really feel like before a year is gone, I'll be back in the UK. So yeah, my next goals is really to finish this record. I've got some ideas for some more books, you know, to write. So that's the next thing.
So they I have an album out right now, a solo album. It's called is it Fulton Blues? Fulton Blues. What inspired you to put out this album?
Well, the neighborhood Fulton is the place where I live in Richmond, Virginia, and it is the area of original settlement of what became Richmond, Virginia. Fulton was where there was the dock that was called Rocket's Landing or Manchester Docks, where they disembarked the first African captives who would be enslaved and sold in the markets of Shockoe Bottom in what became Richmond. So it's very significant, the history going back, I guess, about 400 years now. At that same site, over the years, there emerged or grew a black community, and this community was very self sufficient and thriving. And at some point in the 1970s, the local city people and elites of the city decided they wanted the land for development. So they took the land and offered the people very small amounts of money, and the whole community was uprooted, and the houses were destroyed. Very historic homes, which would have been an asset to the city because it's a city that prides itself on the historic architecture that it has. So, at any rate, that's the story of Fulton. And so the song Fulton Blues is just talking about what was, and then seeing the youth walking around. I'm sure you've seen the youth with their pants sagging low and their underwear showing, and yeah, silliness, silliness. And so all of that is a symbol of what we have lost. So I speak of that in the song, but the not just Fulton Blues. I have other songs that speak of different aspects of an experience. There's one song that's a tribute to a brethren of mine who passed away, a great drummer named John Gilmore, who was from Charlottesville, Virginia, who I traveled around the world with. We played in Europe many times. We played in Guyana, South America. We played all over the place. And anyway, he passed away from a fire. Died in a fire in his house maybe about 4 or 5 years ago now. So one song is a homage to my brethren. Another song is Black Woman Gates, just a love song really. A black man to his black woman. There's a song called Black Rag, which is another black love song. There's a song called House Negro Blues, which is a song that I really enjoy playing because it really talks about the relationships that were established on the plantation that we still consciously or subconsciously act out each and every day. That is, some of us think we are house Negroes, and some of us think we're field Negroes, and those relationships are kind of enforced in this system, upon us, And so the song is really about, what it's like to be a house Negro. It says, house Negro blues made for master's fools. You living in master's house, but you can't do what master do. Wearing master old clothes, eating his scraps too. House Negro rules, house Negro blues. So you might live in the house, but you ain't wearing the new clothes. You wearing the old clothes. You living in the back. You eating the scraps. So, but still, we see the house Negroes will scramble for those scraps. It's funny. I read a book called American Negro Slave Revolts by Herbert Aptheker, and he makes the point that there were many slave revolts in North America, and none of them were ultimately successful. But the only ones that were betrayed, or rather, all the ones that were betrayed by someone who was black. Yes. And there were many of them that had white people who were helping, who knew all the secrets and were down with the plan. But no white person throughout the history of all the slave revolts ever betrayed the slave revolt. So, is that weird? Yeah. Yeah. So, it's very powerful, the lure of gifts, and because that's all it is. They get paid off, or they're afraid, I guess, of what massa might say, but it's a weird thing, truly.
A weird thing, for real, my lord. I really want play that song, House Negro Blues. Yeah, I really want to play that song, my lord. Just, and this is from the Fulton Blues. The latest album by Honorable Corey Harris. Number 8. Yes, my lord. Blessed love.
Gates.
honorable listeners, House Negro Blues by the Honorable Corey Harris from his latest album, The Fulton Blues. Yes, my lord. So, if you have what you want to say what else would you want to say to the young people, especially in England? You know what I mean? Because the youth them is tomorrow. Them are the future. So what kind of message? What leaving message do you have for them, my lord?
Yeah, give thanks, Honorable Prophet. I would say to the youth, strengthen yourself with self-knowledge. Be self-reliant. And question everything. And don't follow the path that the system has laid out for you. Use your head. Use your head. Think. All the answers all the questions, the answers are inside you. You got questions, the answers are inside you. So just strengthen yourself. Find something that you can do that you love to do and commit yourself to it. And make sure it's something that's positive, that is helpful. Don't settle for just getting a job. There's so many of us who settle for an education to get us a job, but no one is giving us a guarantee that there will be a job there after we get the education. So why don't we develop our talents so that we can serve the community, do something that we can always be able to survive instead of looking outside of ourselves, dependent on somebody else. So that's what I would tell the youth. Find something you can do so you can be self-reliant and so that you won't have to depend on someone for your daily bread. And make sure it's something that you love to do. No use doing something you don't like doing. And make sure you sacrifice, commit yourself. You have to sacrifice anything you want in this life. So I know that's a mouthful, but that's my part and message.
Yes, my lord, honorable. Give thanks, for the eye. You know what I mean? Yes, Bubba, give thanks again for the eye coming in. You know what I mean? Into BLACK-ROC radio station, BLACK-ROC radio. We do give thanks that the eye could, come through and spend this moment with us. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of international artists, they are not so free, with the people, because the stardom get to them and the ego, and I see the eye as a brother where the eye is a free man, with the public and, with your people and with everyone. You know what I mean? I see that with the eye, and I bless the eye, my Lord,
Give thanks, Honorable Prophet.
Yes, my Lord, in the mighty name of the Black Christ in flesh. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah,
True, it's Jock Corey. Picking up all my Jamaican family here on BLACK-ROC Radio. We're coming at you live from UK, y'all. Bless up.
Okay. Lady Majestic. It's a BLACK-ROC Radio, yeah?
House Negro rule.
Sir Corey,
Made for master's food. Living in master's house.
Big up all of my Jamaican, them,
Master do. Wearing
Big up the Australian, them,
Eating his scraps too.
Yeah.
House Negro rule.
Hey, General, big up yourself.
House Negro rule. House Negro blue.
Me I tell ya.
You still got to pay your dues. House Negro rule. Got to pay your black folk dues. Blues, blues.
Yeah.
Thought you was so special. House Negro rule, made for master's food, living in master's house. Can't do what master do, wearing master old clothes, eating his scraps too. House Negro rule, House Negro rule, House Negro blue. You still got to pay your due. House Negro rule, got to pay your black folk due. Blues, 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 blues. House Negro blue, House Negro rule. Thought you was so special. This shouldn't happen to you. If it was a field Negro, wouldn't be no news. House Negro rule, made for master's food, living in master's house, but can't do what master do. House Negro blue, well, you got to pay your due. House Negro blue, got to pay them black folk due. House Negro blue, blues, 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 blues. House Negro blue. I'ma tell you one thing, master sure do hate when the field Negro forget who really own the master gates. Field Negro get the light, he gon' take it till he die. House Negro get the light, them lasses gonna make him cry. House Negro blue, you got to pay your due. House Negro blue, you got to pay your black folk due. House Negro blue, blues, 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 blues. House Negro blue. House Negro blue, thought the master love him. House Negro blue, House Negro blue. When he found out, House Negro blue, it was just a lie. House Negro blue, House Negro blues, House Negro blue, 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 House Negro blues, House Negro blue, blues, blues, House Negro blue, House Negro blue, House Negro blue, House Negro blue, blues, blues, House Negro blue. What kind of man treat his woman so? Leave her in the front, go sneaking out the back door. Rag, rag, baby, baby, do that rag. Gone uptown, money in your hand, looking for the woman, ain't got no man. Oh, rag, baby, do that rag. Married woman, let them be. sit next to me, oh, rag, baby, do that rag. Long, tall sister, nice and round, finest woman in this town, oh, rag, baby, yeah, baby, rag, baby, do that rag. Here come a man, look him up and down, suck your teeth and you